Wanting to see the world keeps me going. Something about living in new places, learning about various cultures, and blending pieces of these places into myself fascinates me. Not only living in different places, but even just traveling changes me. It makes me grow. It's hard to explain in words or to show measurable results, but it's unlike anything. The excitement in my chest when I'm packing and waiting for the flight to take off, the butterflies in my stomach, and the rush of blood to my head when I step out of the airport to an unknown land, it's magical. Even if I'm just going to city in the state next to me and I've never been there before, it's still so exciting because every place has a history about how it came to be today. There's always something unique about it. But every time I need to leave, there's so much more I haven't seen. I always promise to come back knowing it probably won't happen. I never want to leave. It feels like I'm breaking up. I don't want to go home. Home is a strange concept. For the longest time, I thought it was supposed to be India because that's where I am from and spent 17 years of my life. But there was this constant desire to leave. That's normal, I guess, for most people. And then I went to live and study in Singapore. Told myself 1.5 years and I'll be off to the US to seek out more opportunities. And of course, it also came with being able to explore the West. The time to leave Singapore had come. I already stayed longer than anticipated. Part of me didn't want to leave. I didn't realize it then, but it was home. I experienced such deep joy and real connection with the place, the people, and also pain. It was my first time living independently, and I didn't have a typical college student life. There were no dorms, meal plans, and things like that. It felt more like I was an adult taking classes. So I had my share of lonely and stressful times. And those mornings I couldn't physically get myself out of bed because I was too anxious were the worst. But in the end, I was always okay. The good and the bad balanced out. I had great friends. Singapore was an amazing and happening city. And most importantly, I was my best friend. I really became myself and felt comfortable in my skin. I felt safe. Or maybe I'm just being nostalgic. This whole travel thing is beautiful. It's like an instant adrenaline rush and leaves me with lifelong memories. But until now, I didn't realize this desire was also fueling my anxiety and honestly driving me a bit crazy. There's so much to see and time is running out. I don't have all my life. I can't possibly do this when I'm 40. Even if I can, and I'd love to, it's not going to be the same. Or maybe even an entire lifetime isn't enough. And maybe that's okay. Leaving Singapore was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I don't know how it's even possible, but it physically hurt. I didn't just leave a city I loved so much, but also the people and all the relationships I built over the couple of years. I had to start all over again, alone, in a strange, cold place. I'll never know if that decision was for better or worse. All I know is that I was so hell-bent on moving that I forgot to recognize what I already had or actually needed, which was a sense of community and belonging. For the longest time, I shut out these emotional needs because for some reason I thought it was a sign of weakness and would hinder me from achieving my goals. I never realized how much all of this took a toll on me mentally. After all this, I'm slowly learning that it's okay to feel these emotions. Separation is hard. It's not as easy as it once was. And I'm accepting that. I feel fragile. Admitting this is a big deal for me, but I'm trying not to cut away from my feelings. And in a weird way, accepting them has finally given me some peace of mind. I've learned it is important to embrace my present state instead of planning future escapes. I need to stop running. Strangely, this quarantine period has given me the stillness and time I was secretly craving. I still want to go explore places, and I can't wait to travel again when this is all over. But this time around, I'll do life more consciously and try to live in the present. I'm really going to work on accepting and being happy with who I am and where I am.